Hey guys, I'm M.A.D.D.Y. I don't know, but today we are here with a movie reaction that I've heard a lot about on the interwebs when comparing Knives Out and Glass Onion 2, which is Clue. Now, I love the game Clue. It's one of my favorite board games, right, Pyro? He's on my bed right now. Yeah, it's my favorite game. Yeah. I have 4 versions of it. One being my Nightmare Before Christmas version, which is my favorite version for obvious reasons. But, yeah. But anyway, we're just gonna dive on in. If you want the full-length reaction to this and the uncut version of this, make sure to check out my Patreon. Link is down below. I see that Christopher Lloyd and Tim Curry are in this. So we got Doc Brown and my favorite, not Arthur, but, my favorite, actor that portrays the voices of my favorite series of Unfortunate Events. He did the voices for that. And he's my favorite. Like, he made me love reading books, well, audiobooks. So, it's like, Tim Curry, if you're watching, thank you. Like, damn. But he's also in Home Alone 2. He's the clerk, the desk guy. So, yeah. Anyway, we're gonna go into it. Clue. If you, yeah, I already did the Patreon thing, so yeah, let's dive into it. Alexa, turn the overhead light to green. Okay. I am Mr. Green in this scenario. Because I hope they, like, get the Mr. Mustard, Mr. Green, Professor Plum, Miss White, Miss Scarlet, Miss Orchid, and Miss Peacock, right? Those are the pieces? I think those are the pieces, yeah. Oh, also, when, a couple years ago, I went to see a musical called Clue in a nice little, what's it called? Production in Sacramento for an assignment for my, my theater class. It was, we had to go to one musical theater play and then, and do like a not a reaction, but like a review on it. And it was actually pretty cool. It was pretty cool. You literally played Clue as you went along, which was sick. But, yeah. Now further ado, let's dive on into Clue. Let's see who killed Mr. Body. Wow, that actually looks like a castle off of a Clue board. That's actually pretty cool. You know what else he was in? He was in Annie, the old Annie. Did you step in dog shit? Aww, the puppies. England, 1954. I wonder who this is. In the game, not in real life. She smells the dog shit.
Good evening.
Good evening. I don't know if...
Yes, indeed, sir. You are expected, Colonel. May I take your
Colonel
place?
Mustard.
It's Colonel Mustard, isn't it?
no, that's not my name. My name is
Excuse me, sir. But tonight, you may well feel obliged to my employer for the use of an alias.
Colonel Mustard, okay. They all smell the dog shit.
Do you know who I am?
Only that you are to be known as Mrs. White.
Yes.
Mrs.
It
White.
said so in the letter. But why?
They all smell the shit. They all check.
Mrs. White, this is Yvette, the maid. I see you know each other.
Ooh, Yvette and Mrs. White know each other. Okay.
And this is Mrs. Peacock.
Is this the right address to meet Mr. Body?
And you must be Mr. Green.
Yes.
Sit! No, not you, sir.
I did a little science experiment, actually. It's actually raining hard right now outside, and I did a little experiment to And I stand outside for like I think like 4 minutes ish, if I have to be precise, to see like how wet my hair would be. And it's not that wet. Hey, hands off the merchandise.
Professor Plum and Miss Scarlet, I didn't realize we were acquainted.
We weren't. Chilla falla.
Dinner.
Sorry. I'm a little accident prone.
So is this for our host?
No, sir, for the 7th guest, Mr. Boddy.
I thought Mr. Boddy was our host. So who is our host, Mr. Wadsworth?
That guy looks like Clark Kent, Superman, like the old one. Oh, fuck. Stop that!
Sorry.
This is one of my favorite recipes.
I know, madam.
Colonel, are you a real colonel?
I am, sir.
You're not going to mention the coincidence that you also live in Washington, D.C.?
How did you know that? Have we met before?
I've certainly seen you before, although you may not have seen me.
So, Miss Scarlet, does this mean that you live in Washington, too?
Sure do. But does anyone here not live in Washington, D.C.?
I don't.
Yes, but you work for the United Nations. It's a government job. And the rest of us all live in a government town. Anyone here not earn their living from the government one way or another?
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present Mr. Boddy?
Hi, Mr. Boddy.
What are they all doing?
Eating dinner. Do sit down, Mr. Boddy.
Look, I demand to know what's going on. Now, why have we all been dragged up here to this horrible place?
Well, I believe we all received a letter. My letter says it will be to your advantage to be present on this date because a Mr. Boddy will bring to an end a certain long-standing, confidential, and painful financial liability. It is signed a friend.
I received a similar letter.
So did we, didn't we?
I also received a letter. No thanks, Yvette. I just ate.
Now, how did you know her name?
We know each other. Don't we, dear?
Forgive my curiosity, Mr. Boddy, but did your letter say the same thing?
No.
I see. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm instructed to explain to you what you all have in common with each other. And unless you would care to do the honors, Mr. Boddy?
Why me? They know who I am?
I don't think so. You've never identified yourself to them, I believe.
It's a hoax. I suggest we all leave.
I'm sorry, sir. You cannot leave this house.
No.
You can't get out that way.
Why not? It's only glass.
Yeah, but there's dogs out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, you all have one thing in common. You're all being blackmailed. For some considerable time, all of you have been paying what you can afford, and in some cases more than you can afford, to someone who threatens to expose you. And none of you know who's blackmailing you. As everyone here is in the same boat, there's no harm in my revealing some details, and my instructions are to do so. Professor Plum, you were once a professor of psychiatry, specializing in helping paranoid and homicidal lunatics suffering from delusions of grandeur.
Yes, but now I work for the United Nations.
So your work has not changed. But you don't practice medicine at the UN. His license to practice has been lifted, correct?
Why? What did he do?
You know what doctors aren't allowed to do with their lady patients?
Yeah?
Well, he did.
Oh, how disgusting.
Are you making moral judgments, Mrs. Peacock? How then do you justify taking bribes in return for delivering your husband, Senator Peacock's vote to certain lobbyists?
My husband is a paid consultant. There is nothing wrong with that.
Not if it's publicly declared, perhaps. But if the payment is delivered by slipping used greenbacks in plain envelopes under the door of the men's room, how would you describe that transaction?
I'd say it stinks.
Oh, how would you know? When were you in that men's room?
So it's true.
No, it's a vicious lie.
I'm sure we're all glad to hear that. But you've been paying blackmail for over a year now to keep that story out of the papers. You're not being blackmailed?
Oh, I'm being blackmailed, all right. But I did what I'm being blackmailed for.
What did you do?
Well, to be perfectly frank, I run a specialized hotel and a telephone service which provide gentlemen with the company of a young lady for a short while.
Oh, yeah?
Prostitution.
What's the phone number?
So how did you know Colonel Mustard works in Washington? Is he one of your clients?
Certainly not.
I was asking Miss Scarlet.
Well, you tell him it's not true.
It's not true.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
Ha-ha, so it is true.
A double negative. Double negative? You mean you have photographs?
That sounds like a confession to me. In fact, the double negative has led to proof positive. I'm afraid you gave yourself away.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
You don't need any help from me, sir.
That's right.
Yes,
Seriously, I don't see what's so terrible about Colonel Mustard visiting a house of ill fame. Most soldiers do, don't they?
Oh, please.
But he holds a sensitive security post in the Pentagon. Mrs. White, you've been paying our friend the blackmailer ever since your husband died under, shall we say, mysterious circumstances.
Ooh.
Why is that funny?
I see. That's why he was lying on his back in his coffin.
I didn't kill him.
Then why are you paying the blackmailer?
I don't want a scandal, do I? We had had a very humiliating public confrontation. He was deranged. He was lunatic. He was a scientist. Nuclear physics.
What was he like?
He was always a rather stupidly optimistic man. I mean, I'm afraid it came as a great shock to him when he died, but he was found dead at home. His head had been cut off.
Jesus.
So had his, you know.
Oh.
I had been out all evening at the movies.
Do you miss him?
Well, it's a matter of life after death. Now that he's dead, I have a life.
But he was your second husband. Your first husband also disappeared.
But that was his job. He was an illusionist.
But he never reappeared.
He wasn't a very good illusionist.
I work for the State Department, and I'm a homosexual.
Wow. Congratulations.
I feel no personal shame or guilt about this, but I must keep it a secret or I will lose my job on security
Got
grounds.
it. This is 1950s. They didn't accept that back then. Got it. Yeah,
His
Mr.
secret?
Body.
Oh, hadn't you guessed? He's the one who's blackmailing you.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Gentlemen, pipe down now.
Wait! The police are coming! Oh, no. My career is a very sensitive.
Listen! Blackmail depends on secrecy. You've all admitted how he's been able to blackmail you. All you have to do is tell the police he'll be convicted and your troubles will be over.
It's not so easy. You'll never tell the police.
Then I shall. I have evidence in my possession, and this conversation is being tape recorded.
Point of order. Tape recordings are not admissible evidence.
Ladies and gentlemen, the police will be here in about 45 minutes. Tell them the truth, and Mr. Body will be behind bars.
Who can guess what's in here? Huh?
The evidence against us, no doubt.
Probably.
We didn't know we were meeting you tonight. Did you know you were meeting us?
Oh, yes.
What were you told precisely?
Merely that you were all meeting to discuss our little financial arrangements. And if I did not appear, Wadsworth would be informing the police about it all. Naturally, I could hardly resist putting in an appearance.
Candlestick! 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 Candle...
What's this for?
Stick. Next one. Rope. Next. Pipe. Wrench. Next. Gun or a revolver. Dagger or knife.
You denounce me to the police. You will also be exposed and humiliated. I'll see to that in court. But if one of you kills Wadsworth now, no one but the 7 of us will ever know. He has the key to the front door, which he said would only be opened over his dead body. I suggest we take him up on that offer. The only way to avoid finding yourselves on the front pages is for one of you to kill Wadsworth.
Turning off the lights.
Like putting a loaded gun on the table and turning off the lights.
It's not Wadsworth.
Is it Mr. Body? Oh, it's Mr. Body! He's dead!
He's dead!
Oh no!
I didn't!
Well, you had the gun. If you didn't shoot him, who did?
Nobody! Look, there's no gunshot wound. Somebody tried to grab the gun from me in the dark and the gun went off. Look! The bullet broke that vase on the mantel.
I heard a ka-thunk, so it could have been the candlestick or the pipe. Maybe the wrench.
Sit down, Miss.
Oh, shit!
I had to stop her from screaming.
Was the...
Don't slap her!
locked. Open up. It must be the murderer.
Why would he
He
scream?
must have a victim in there. Oh, my God, Yvette.
Oh, my God! You're alive.
No thanks to you.
What do you mean?
You locked me up with the murder, you idiot.
So the murderer is in this room.
Mais oui.
But where?
Where? Here.
Well, why were you screaming in here all by yourself?
Because I am frightened. Me too. I also drink the cognac. Mon Dieu. I can't stay in here by myself.
This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. It's not what I'd intended. Oh, my God.
Not what you intended.
So you're not the butler?
I'm not the butler, but I'm a butler. In fact, I was his butler.
So if he told you to invite us all to his house, why did he arrive late?
I invited you. In fact, I wrote the letters. It was all my idea.
Wait a minute. I don't understand. Why did you invite us here to meet your late employer? Were you assisting him to blackmail us?
Certainly not.
I think you had better explain.
Please sit down, everyone. Mr. Body's butler, this was both true and misleading. I was once his butler, but it was
Okay.
not his untimely death this evening that brought my employment with him to an end.
He fired
When did it
you.
come to an end? When my wife decided to end her life. She too was being blackmailed by this odious man who now lies dead before us. He hated my wife for the same reason that he hated all of you. He believed that you were all thoroughly un-American.
Oh, shit! Jesus Christ.
Sorry. For some reason, he felt that it was inappropriate for a senator to have a corrupt wife, for a doctor to take advantage of his patients, for a wife to emasculate her husband, and so forth.
But this is ridiculous. If he was such a patriotic American, why didn't he just report us to the authorities?
He decided to put his information to good use and make a little money out of it. What could be more American than that?
And what was your role in all this?
I was a victim, too. At least my wife was. She had friends who were socialists. But Mr. Boddy threatened to give my wife's name to the House Un-American Activities Committee unless she named them. She refused, and so he blackmailed her. We had no money, and the price of his silence was that we worked for him for nothing. We were slaves. Well, to make a long story short,
Too late.
the suicide of my wife preyed on my mind and created a sense of injustice in me. I resolved to put Mr. Boddy behind bars. It seemed to me the best way to do it, and to free all of you from the same burden of blackmail, was to get everyone face to face, confront Mr. Boddy with his crimes, and then turn him over to the police.
So everything is explained.
What do you mean? Which of you did it?
Well, I didn't do it. Well, one of us did. We all had the opportunity. We all had a motive.
Great. We'll all go to the chair.
Maybe it wasn't one of us. Well, who else could it have been? Who else is in the house?
Only the cook.
The cook!
It's usually always the butler in these types of situations. But I'm not gonna leave anything to chance.
She's not here.
Oh! Cook is dead.
I didn't do it! Look! What? The body's gone!
What are you all staring at?
Nothing.
Well, who's there?
He couldn't have been dead.
He was. At least I thought he was. But what difference does it make now?
Mr. Body killed the cook.
Yes.
That's a possibility. Don't know how, but that's a possibility. Don't rule it out. Oh my god! Oh my god!
He's dead.
Mr. Boddy, dead. Again.
Oh, my God.
She's going to faint.
Somebody catch her!
I'll catch you. Fall into my arms.
Nope. Nope.
Sorry.
Slips right through.
On your hands.
I didn't do it! He's got new injuries. Well, he's certainly dead now. Why would anyone want to kill him twice?
Seems so unnecessary.
That's what we call overkill. What we call a psychotic.
Unless he wasn't dead before.
What's the difference?
That's what we're trying to find out! We're trying to find out who killed him, and where, and with what.
There's no need to
can't
shout.
I'm not shouting! Shouting, I'm shouting!
Oh! I knew it was gonna fall. I was like, it's right there.
You, him?
Look, we still have all these weapons. The gun, the rope, the wrench, the lead pipe. Let's put them all in this cupboard and lock it. There's a homicidal maniac about.
I think that's a good idea.
What are you doing with the key?
Putting it in my pocket.
Why?
Well, to keep it safe, obviously.
That means that you can open it whenever you want.
But it also means that you can't.
But what if you're the murderer?
I'm not. But what if you are? Well, it's got to be put somewhere. If I've got it, I know I'm safe.
We don't know that we are.
I have an idea. We'll throw it away. Good idea.
Good idea.
Wonderful, right away.
Sorry.
Who are you?
Sorry. Can we help?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disturb the whole household, but my car broke down out here, and I was wondering if I could use your phone.
Very well, sir. Would you care to come in?
Well, where is it?
What, the body?
The phone. What body?
But there's nobody. Nobody. There's nobody in the study. No.
No. Don't be
But I
more
think there's a phone in
suspicious.
the lounge.
Thank you.
There we go. There. Now no one can get the weapons.
Is that what's been going on here?
Yeah.
How can we throw him outside in this weather?
If we let him stay in the house, he may get suspicious.
If we throw him out, he may get even more suspicious.
If I were him, I'd be suspicious already.
Oh, who cares? That guy doesn't matter. Let him stay locked up for another half an hour. The police will be here by then, and there are 2 dead bodies in the study.
Well, there is still some confusion as to whether or not there's anybody else in this house.
I told you there isn't.
There isn't any confusion, or there isn't anybody else?
Either. Or both.
Just give me a clear answer.
God.
Certainly.
What was the question?
Is there anybody else in the house?
No!
Handle this in proper military fashion. We split up and search the house.
Split up.
Yes. We have very little time left, so we'll split up into pairs.
Pairs?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Suppose that one of us is the murderer. If we split up into pairs, whichever one of us is left with the killer might get killed.
Then we would have discovered who the murderer is.
But the other half of the pair would be dead.
This is war, Peacock. Casualties are inevitable. You cannot make an omelet without breaking eggs. Every cook will tell you that.
But look what happened to the cook.
Got pairs. We got Scarlet and Colonel.
Do you want to go up in front of me?
Absolutely no.
I'm sure there's no one up there.
Then you go in front.
All right.
How long have you two been standing here? Are any of you gonna go up?
Go on. I'll be right behind you.
That's why I'm nervous.
Then we go together.
Someone's burning all the evidence. No, we need that. No, not the tape too. That was our evidence. Who got the key? I thought there was only one.
Nervous. I'm in this big house, and I've been locked into the lounge. Yes. The funny thing is, there's a whole group of people here having some sort of party. And one of them is my old boss from...
Ooh, old boss from what? Old boss from what?
Looks like a secret passage.
Should we see where it leads?
What the hell? I'll go first. I've had a good life.
Oh, my God.
Have to break it down.
Will you shut up? We're doing our best.
They're shooting at us.
No, please.
I've been shot. I've been shot.
Come out. The door is open.
Why are you shooting that thing at us?
To get you out.
You know you could have killed us. I could have been killed.
Mr. Mustard!
Any more scares? Not the same gun.
From the cupboard?
But it was locked.
No, it was unlocked.
Unlocked?
But yes, see for yourself.
How did you know it was unlocked? How did you know that you could get at the gun?
I didn't. I think I would break it open, but it was open already.
A likely story.
Good evening, sir.
No! You might want to open it again.
Yes. I found an abandoned car down near the gates of this house. Did the driver come in here for any help by any chance?
No.
Well, actually, yes.
No.
There seemed to be some kind of disagreement.
No.
Yes.
Can I come in and use your phone?
Of course you may, sir. You may use the one in the, No. You could use the one in the... No. Oh, would you be kind enough to wait in the, library?
Sure.
Not the cognac, just in case.
Just in case of what? And why would you lock me in? And why are you receiving phone calls from J. Edgar
Hoover?
J. Edgar Hoover?
Hoover?
The head of the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Why is J. Edgar Hoover on your phone? I don't know. He's on everybody else's. Why shouldn't he be on mine? Excuse me.
Why is Hoover on the phone?
You can show him around, Mr. Green.
Me?
Yes, you can show him the dining room, the kitchen, the ballroom.
Fine. Fine.
Officer, come with me.
I'll show you the dining room, or the kitchen, or the ballroom.
Damn, Mrs. White.
It's not all that shocking. These folks are just having a good time.
That is disgusting.
Excuse me. This man's drunk. Dead drunk.
Dead right.
Dead. Dead right.
You're not going to drive home, are you?
No, sir.
Home, officer, I promise you that.
Yeah, no.
Somebody will give him a lift.
Yes, yes, of course.
We'll get him a
Yes,
car.
yes,
black car.
yes,
A
yes.
limousine.
Limousine, yes.
Oh.
That'll take him.
Officer.
You're too late. I've seen it all.
You have? I can explain everything.
You don't have to.
I don't?
Don't worry. There's nothing illegal about any of this.
Are you sure?
Of course. This is America.
I see.
It's a free country. Don't you know that?
I didn't know it was that free.
May I use your
Yes, go in the library, why don't ya? That was close. Hey, bud. Uh-oh. Someone turned off the lights.
Anyone recognize you? They must have, and not just my face. They know every inch of my body. And they're not the only ones.
It's you!
There's something funny going on around here. I don't know what it is. No, I'm not on duty. But I have a feeling that I'm in danger. You know that big, ugly house on top? Hello? Hello? Are you there?
Oh, shit!
gun. Yvette dropped it here. Very well. I know who did it.
You do?
And furthermore, I'm going to tell you how it was all done.
Okay.
Follow me.
Okay. Tell me, because I am completely lost.
Dan, what happened? I shall need to take you through the events of the evening, step by step. At the
By
start
all
of the
means.
evening, Yvette was here by herself.
Right.
Waiting to offer you all a glass of champagne.
Right.
I was in the hall. Then I hurried across to the kitchen.
Okay.
And the cook was in here, alive, sharpening knives, preparing for dinner. And then... the doorbell rang. And it was you. Yes? I asked you for your coat, and I recognized you as Colonel Mustard, and I prevented you from telling me your real name because I didn't want any of you to use any name other than your pseudonym, and I introduced myself to you as the butler, and I ran across the hall to the library.
Okay, can we speed up till now?
I met you, and smiled, and bought you a drink. And the doorbell rang, and Mrs. White looking pale and tragic, and I took her coat, and I introduced Mrs. White to Colonel Mustard, and I followed. And I noticed that Mrs. White and Yvette flinched. Then there was a rumble of thunder and a crash of lightning. And to make a long story short,
Too late.
One by one you all arrived. And then the gong was struck by the cook. And we went into the dining room. And Mrs. Peacock sat here, and Professor Plum sat here, and Mrs. White sat here, and Mr. Green, Miss Scarlet, Colonel Mustard. This chair was vacant. Anyway, we all revealed we'd all received a letter, and you'd had a letter, and you'd had a letter, and you'd had a letter.
Get on with it!
Blackmail.
All this came out after dinner in the study.
You're right. Mr. Green stood here, and Mrs. Peacock here, and Miss Scarlet here, and Professor Plum here, and Colonel Mustard, and Mrs. White. I'm getting there, I'm getting there.
Please.
And Mr. Body went to get his surprise packages from the hall. And you all opened your presents. Mr. Body switched out the lights.
Oh my god!
Mr. Body lay on the floor, apparently dead. He was dead, I examined him. Then why was he bashed on the head a few minutes later with a candlestick if he was dead already? All right, I made a mistake. Right. But if so, why was Mr. Body pretending to be dead? It could only be because he realized that his scheme had misfired, and the gunshot was intended to kill him, not me. Look, the bullet grazed his ear. Clearly his best hope of escaping death was to pretend to be dead already. So whoever grabbed the gun from me in the dark was trying to kill him. But remember what happened next. Mrs. Peacock took a drink. You said, maybe it's poisoned. She screamed. Mr. Green.
You don't need to slap her again.
I had to stop her screaming. Then more screaming. Yvette, the billiard room. We all rushed out.
We know this already.
One of us wasn't here. No.
No.
No. Maybe one of us was murdering the cook. Who wasn't here with us?
Do you know?
I do. While we stood here, trying to stop Yvette from panicking, one of us could have stayed in the study, picked up the dagger, run down the hall, and stabbed the cook.
Oh, how could he risk it? We might have seen him running back.
Not if they used this secret passage. And the murderer ran back down the secret passage to the study.
That where it comes out?
Yes, look! What? How did you know? This house belongs to a friend of mine I've known all along.
So you could be the murderer.
Don't be ridiculous. If I was the murderer, why would I reveal to you how I did it?
True.
I don't understand is why was the cook murdered? She had nothing to do with Mr. Body.
Of course she did. I gathered you all here together because you were all implicated in Mr. Body's dastardly blackmail. Did none of you deduce that the others were involved too?
The cook was...
The cook and Yvette?
No.
That's how he got all his information. Before he could blackmail anyone, Mr. Body had to discover their guilty secret. The cook and Yvette were his accomplices.
I see. So, whoever knew that the cook was involved killed her?
Yes. I know, because I was Mr. Body's butler, that the cook had worked for one of you.
Who?
You recognized Yvette, didn't you? Don't deny it.
What do you mean, don't deny it? I'm not denying anything.
Another denial.
All right, it's true. I knew Yvette. My husband had an affair with her, but I didn't care. I wasn't jealous.
You knew Yvette too, didn't you?
Yes, she worked for me.
And you also knew her, sir. We've already established that you were one of Miss Scarlett's clients. That's why you were so desperate to get your hands on those negatives. Photographs of you and Yvette in flagrante delicto, remember?
Mr. Body threatened to send those pictures to my dear old mother. The shock would have killed her.
Oh.
But where and when was Mr. Body killed?
Don't you see? Look, we came back from the study with Yvette. Mr. Body was on the floor, pretending to be dead, but one of us knows he's alive. So, I explained that I was Mr. Body's butler and I'd invited you here, and we realized there was only one other person in the house. By now, she was dead. We laid her down with our backs to the freezer. One of us slipped through the same secret passage.
Again?
Of course.
Back to the study. The murderer was in the secret passage. Meanwhile, Mr. Body lay on the floor. He jumped up. The murderer came out of the secret panel, picked up the candlestick. Mr. Body followed inside the study into the hall looking for an escape. The murderer crept back behind him and killed him. Will you stop that? No. He threw him into the toilet. And nonchalantly rejoined us beside the cook's body in the kitchen. It took less than half a minute. So who wasn't there the entire time in the kitchen? Whoever it was, he's the murderer.
The weapons in the cupboard, locked it, and ran to the front door. And throw away the key. A motorist. I didn't throw the key away. I put it in my pocket. And someone could have taken it out of my pocket and substituted another.
We were all in a huddle. Any one of us could have done that.
Precisely. Wait a minute.
Colonel Mustard has a top-secret Pentagon job. Mrs. White's husband was a nuclear physicist, and Yvette is a link between them.
What is your top secret job, Colonel?
I can tell you. He's working on the secret of the next fusion.
How did you know that?
Can you keep a secret?
Yes.
So can I.
Was this a plot between them, Wadsworth, or did Colonel Mustard do it alone?
We shall see. Let's look at the other murders.
Yes. Bad luck that that motorist arrived at that moment.
It wasn't luck. I invited him.
You did?
Of course, it's obvious. Everyone here tonight was either Mr. Body's victim or accomplice. Everyone who has died gave him vital information about one of you. I got them here so they give evidence against him and force him to confess.
Oh, yeah? What about that motorist? What kind of information did he have?
He was my driver during the war. I stole essential Air Force radio parts, and I sold them on the black market. That is how I made all my money. But that does not make me a murderer.
Well, a lot of our airmen died because their radios didn't work. Was the policeman working for Mr. Body, too?
The cop was from Washington. He was on my payroll. I bribed him once a week so I could carry on with business.
The singing telegram girl?
She was my patient once. I had an affair with her. That's how I lost my license. Mr. Body found that out, too.
But
Whoever
who
Mr.
killed
Body
them?
also wanted his accomplices dead.
How did the murderer know about them all? I mean, I admit that I had guessed that this young singer informed on me to Mr. Body. But I didn't know anything about any of you until this evening.
First, the murderer needed to get the weapons. Easy. He stole the key from my pocket. And then we all followed Colonel Mustard's suggestion that we split up and search the house.
That's right. It was Colonel Mustard's suggestion.
And one of us got away from his or her partner and hurried to the study. On the desk was the envelope from Mr. Body. It contained photographs and letters. The evidence of Mr. Body's network of informants.
Where is the envelope now?
Gone.
The murderer went to the cupboard, unlocked it with the key, took out the wrench.
Then we fell in the secret passage from the conservatory to the lounge, where we found the motorist dead.
That's right. And we couldn't get in. So we ran to the open cupboard, got the gun, and shot the door open. Bang! And then the doorbell rang.
Oh, whoever it is, they gotta go away or they'll be killed.
Good evening. Have you ever given any thought to the kingdom of heaven?
What?
Repent. The kingdom of heaven is at hand.
You ain't just whistling Dixie.
Armageddon is almost upon us.
I got news for you. It's already here.
Go away.
But your souls are in danger.
Our lives are in danger, you beatnik.
The cop arrived next. We locked him in the library. We forgot the cupboard with the weapons was now unlocked. Then we split up again. And the murderer switched off the electricity. Sorry, didn't mean to frighten you.
You're a bit late for that.
Hate when he does that. Then there were 3 more murders.
So which of us killed them?
None of us killed Mr. Body or the cook.
So who did?
The one person who wasn't with us. Yvette.
Yvette!
She was in the billiard room listening to our conversation. She heard the gunshot. She thought he was dead. And while we all examined the bullet hole, she crept into the study, picked up the dagger, ran to the kitchen, and stabbed the cook. We didn't hear the cook scream, because Mrs. Peacock was screaming about the poisoned brandy. Then Yvette returned to the billiard room. She screamed, and we all ran to her.
Well, when did she kill Mr. Body?
When I said,
We all ran to the kitchen to see the cook. Yvette hid in the study to check that Mr. Body was dead. He got up and followed them down the hall, so she hit him on the head with a candlestick and dragged him to the toilet.
Why?
To create confusion.
It worked.
Because she was acting under orders from the person who later killed her. Who?
Who?
It was her employer, Miss Garth.
That's a lie.
Is it? You used her the way you always used her. You killed a motorist when we split up to search the house.
How could I have known about the secret passage?
Easy. Yvette told you. So when we split up again, you switched off the electricity. It was easy for you here on the ground floor. Then, in the dark, you got the lead pipe and the rope, strangled Yvette, ran to the library, killed the cop, picked up the gun where Yvette dropped it, opened the front door, recognized the singing telegram from her photograph, and shot her.
You've no proof.
The gun is missing. Gentlemen, turn out your pockets. Ladies, empty your purses. Whoever has the gun is the murderer.
Oh,
shit!
I congratulate you.
Me too.
Shut up! They know my real business. Huh. My business is secrets. And Yvette found them out for me. The secrets of Senator Peacock's Defense Committee, of Colonel Mustard's fusion bomb, Professor Plum's UN contacts, and the work of your husband, a nuclear physicist.
So, it is political. You're a communist.
No, Mr. Green. Communism is just a red herring. Like all members of the oldest profession, I'm a capitalist. And I'm going to sell my secrets, your secrets, to the highest bidder.
What if we don't cooperate?
You will, or I'll expose you. I know, sweetie pie, but you can pay me in government information. All of you. Except you, Wadsworth. You, as a mere butler, have no access to government secrets. So, I'm afraid your moment has come.
Not.
There's one bullet left in this gun, and guess who's gonna get it? Oh! Ah!
Where's the chief?
Wadsworth, well done. I did warn you, my dear. Mr. Hoover is an expert on Armageddon.
Wadsworth, don't hate me for trying to shoot you.
Frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn. As I was trying to tell you, there are no bullets left in this gun, you see?
I told you there was one left. That's how could have happened. But how's this? How's what?
Oh, recognized the girl from her photograph, shot her, and then ran back to the cellar. The cellar! Yes.
But Colonel Mustard wasn't in the cellar.
No. But you were.
What?
So?
You murdered them all. You were the person who was missing when the cook and Mr. Body were murdered. And the cook used to be your cook. Don't you remember your fatal mistake? You told us at dinner that we were eating one of your favorite recipes. And monkey's brains, though popular in Cantonese cuisine, are not often to be found in Washington, D.C. Obviously, in case Mr. Body had told them about you.
So it was all nothing to do with the disappearing nuclear physicist and Colonel Mustard's work on the new fusion bomb.
No, communism was just a red herring. Mrs. Peacock did it all.
There's no proof.
Well, the gun is missing. Gentlemen, turn out your pockets. Ladies, empty your purses. Whoever has the gun is the murderer.
Very well. What do you propose to do about it?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. I don't approve of murder, but it seems to me you've done the world a public service by ridding it of an appalling blackmailer and his disgusting informers.
But the police will be here any minute. What happens then?
Why should the police come? Nobody's called them.
You mean?
That's right. Now, I suggest that we stack the bodies in the cellar, lock it, leave quietly one at a time, and pretend that none of this has ever happened. In fact, I think we all owe you a vote of thanks. For she's a jolly good fellow, for she's a jolly good fellow,
for she's a jolly good fellow. Nobody can deny. Nobody can deny.
I told you I didn't do it.
But what if the authorities find out what happened?
The FBI will take care of that.
You mean
My phone call from Mr. Hoover?
Right.
I work for him, of course.
You
How else
work
would I
for
learn everything
Hoover.
about you all?
There's still one thing I don't understand.
One thing.
Who was
Thing.
Mrs. Peacock taking bribes from? A foreign power. Her husband, the senator, has influence over defense contracts.
Is there going to be a cover-up?
Isn't that in the public interest? What could be gained by exposure?
But is the FBI in the habit of cleaning up after multiple murder?
Yes. Why do you think it's run by a man called Hoover?
Oh, Mrs. Peacock.
How did you know my name?
The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Okay, take her away.
Oh shit! The Jesus guy was undercover. Oh right, that's why he looked familiar. He's the chief.
Wadsworth, we got her.
Don't tell me. Don't you do it. But here's what really happened. Dude, I can't take this. Who was it?
Sorry, didn't mean to frighten anyone. You're a bit late for that! Then there were 3 more murders. So who did it? Let's consider each murder one by one. Professor Plum.
Please.
You knew that Mr. Body was still alive. Even psychiatrists can tell the difference between patients who are alive or dead. You fired the gun at him in the dark and missed. So you pretended he was dead. That's how you were able to kill him later, unobserved.
That's right. He was the missing person in the kitchen after we found the cook dead.
But he was with us in the billiard room when we found Yvette screaming. If that's when the cook was killed, how did he do it?
I didn't.
But you don't expect us to believe that, do you?
I expect you to believe it. You killed the cook. She used to be your cook, and she informed on you to Mr. Body. You made one fatal mistake. When we saw the motorist at the front door, you took the key to the weapons cupboard out of my pocket.
Then you suggested that we all split up. You separated from Miss Scarlet, crossed the hall, opened the cupboard, took the wrench, ran to the conservatory, entered the lounge through the secret passage, killed the motorist with a blow on the head.
Like that! So incredible is what happened next. After we all split up again, I went upstairs with you. Yes, you, Mrs. White. And while I was in the master bedroom, you hurried downstairs and turned off the electricity, got the rope from the open cupboard, and throttled Yvette. You were jealous that your husband was stopping Yvette. That's why you killed him, too.
Yes. Yes, I did it. I killed Yvette. I hated her so much. Flames on the side of my face, breathing, breathless, heaving.
But while we were in the billiard room, Miss Scarlet seized the opportunity and under cover of darkness got to the library where she hit the cop whom she'd been bribing on the head with a lead pipe. True or false?
True. Who are you? Perry Mason.
So the gun is missing. Whoever's got the gun shot the girl.
You?
So it was you. I was going to expose you.
I know. So I choose to expose myself.
Please, there are ladies present.
You thought Mr. Body was dead, but why? None of you even met him till tonight.
You're
his-
Mr. Body.
Wait a minute!
What? So who's that?
My butler. Oh, shucks. He was expendable like all of you. I'm grateful to you all for disposing of my network of spies and informers. Saved me a lot of trouble. Now there's no evidence against me. It was just a red herring.
What?
But the police will be here any minute. You'll never get away with this, any of you.
Why should the police come? Nobody's called them.
You mean, oh my God, of course.
So why shouldn't we get away with it? We'll stack the bodies in the cellar, lock it, leave quietly one at a time, and forget that any of this ever happened.
And you'll just go on blackmailing us all.
Of course. Why not?
Well, I'll tell you why not.
Mr. Green! Oh, fuck!
Are you a cop?
No, I'm a plant.
Plant?
A plant?
But men like you are usually called a fruit.
Very funny. FBI. The phone call from
What?
Mr. Hoover was for me.
Oh my God!
I told you I didn't do it.
All right, who done it?
He did.
That one lady right here.
They all did it.
It's the fucking trade day again!
Body. I did. In the hall. With the revolver. Okay, Chief, take him away. I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
Hey guys, this is Editing Maddie here with Pyro, and I just noticed something as I'm editing this video. Mr. Green, at the end of it, says, "I'm going home to my wife." So he's actually not really gay, which is disappointing. But still, Jesus Christ, Mr. Green, you had me fooled. First you're an FBI agent, and now you're not gay. What else are you lying to me about? Jesus. What? What the fuck was that? I was so confused. I am so confused. I was trying to do this the legit look. I was doing this the legit way. I had the subtext, the what, and I was keeping track of the where. I was keeping track of this shit. I had a whole page, literal page of notes of like things to keep note of. And I'm just, is he gay? I'm doubting everything. Is he really gay? I'm doubting everything. Why did I choose green? What the? Okay, what? Oh, I don't care about the political stuff. What the fuck? It was getting so good. I'm like, okay, Scarlett did it. Cool. I had that done. But then Peacock did it, then Plum did it, then Colonel did it, then White did it, then the Butler did it, but the Butler is actually Mr. Body, the Mr. Body is actually is the Butler. What the fuck? And like, but he said he was Mr. Body, but then he was not, and then he was like, and then they're like, So, I actually chose the right person by mistake? I always choose Mr. Green. I'm always Mr. Green every single time we play fucking Clue. Every time. Every time I play Mr. fucking Green. But I did not expect that. I'm flabbergasted. My whole world is turned upside down. I'm dumbfounded. So it's literally like that Train movie. Okay, so here's the thing. I've never seen the Train movie. I've seen references of the Train movie. My mom and my dad has seen the Train movie where there's a murder on a train, and I know all of them did it. That's all I know about the Train movie. What the fuck? I did not expect that. I did not expect that at all. I am so bad at figuring murders out, guys. I'm so bad. Anyway, if you like this, make sure you like, comment down, and subscribe. Make sure to check out the Patreon so you can get the full-length reaction to this and other stuff. And you can get early access to this shit. And you can vote for things you want me to watch and like recommend me stuff. Like, I just don't know. I don't know anymore. I honestly don't. See, this was a great movie. Jesus Christ. And I was like, I knew like something was like fishy with Mr. Green. Because like he was literally like like Superman, like a Clark Kent with glass leg, like, but no, I don't put my glasses on. But no, I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know. I just don't know anymore. Alright, I'm gonna go and think about this, but I really like that movie. I can see why people like do this with like Knives Out and like The Glass Onion, you know, and that's like a classic like whodunit, like legit, like the classic whodunit. It's like legit from the board game. Like, come on, like, oh my god, I just don't know, just don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna go. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my Patreon. And I'll see you guys later. This has been M.A.D.D.Y. I don't know. I did not expect for me to be right about Mr. Green being the good guy. I did not expect that. I didn't mean to pick the green. I always pick green. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.